Today we're going to be talking about Osama bin Laden and his influence on modern terrorism and homeland security. The purpose of this study is to talk about Osama bin Laden and his influence on modern day terrorism and homeland security efforts made by the U.S. and countries all around the world. Since attacks on September 11, 2001, an estimated of $1 trillion has been spent on reshaping homeland security to protect our borders on the ground and in the air. Terrorists have also had to adapt and modify their efforts of terrorism. The debate on what the people's rights were in a time of war divided Washington, but it also set way for a new era in homeland security. We weren't able to stop the attacks on 9/11, but we were able to learn from it and become an efficient machine in a time when quick information is just as good as firepower. And yes, by the time the U.S. finally caught bin Laden, he might have only been a symbol for terrorism, but symbols can oftentimes be important and inspire new generations for years. Big changes came after 9/11. My whole generation doesn't remember a time when you could just walk into the airport and jump on a plane before being checked out by TSA. And we especially don't remember a time when you could just take a pocket knife on a plane and not be questioned at all. After the attacks on 9/11, all kinds of new changes came. Restrictions on shampoo bottles or any kind of liquid, all kinds of new stuff that combated this new form of modern terrorism. Long over were the days of Pennsylvania Drive out front of the White House being open to the public to drive automobiles down. There was new threats to worry about. For people my age, it just seems like the same old. I mean, it seems crazy to not have these precautions, and it seems crazy the idea that somebody could just drive up to the White House and, maybe have a bomb in their car. And see, we just think of things like that growing up in this era. But to a lot of people, it was big changes. A new dawn was here for warfare and national security. During the Cold War, we knew Russia was our enemy. What we needed was firepower. In the war on terrorism, we have all the firepower we could ever need. What we don't have is intelligence. America knew this, and we made big changes to our intelligence department. And because of it, we had a lot of success against foreign threats by learning that we had to use the power of information to win this war. But our intelligence department is still not perfect, and we still don't have any grasp on domestic terrorism threats. We have no real picture of what domestic terrorism groups look like or where they are. Osama bin Laden's main goal was to cause a mutual antagonism between U.S. and Muslim societies. And unfortunately, in a lot of ways, it worked. I know that the Homeland Security Committee, they had a debate on whether they should launch an investigation into American Muslim societies and to find out whether or not extremist groups were recruiting within them. And a lot of people found this to be racist or racial profiling. And in some ways, yes, it definitely could be looked as that. And it's sad. It's really sad that one man had so much influence on making cultures and religions hate each other when really extremism is the problem. But at the same time, it's tough because, you have to keep Americans safe and attacks were happening, so it's a difficult deal. So as you've seen, Osama bin Laden has had massive impacts on the U.S. as far as homeland security and as a culture in general. Fortunately, some have seen signs of a new generation that does not have their minds set on a holy war. That's all I have today for y'all. Thank you.